This is by far one of the wildest lights that I've ever seen. I decided to pick it up based off of your guys' suggestions in a recent video. And what I found most interesting is how they have reversed some of the features on this light that you normally don't see in this style. Now here's the rub. Because of that reversal and power output and some other design features, I've discovered that it's not my go-to to carry in my pocket as an EDC flashlight. And I was honestly about to write the light off completely. But then it dawned on me that there is one area that this light can beat out almost any other I've ever used. So we're gonna find out today if this ultra budget friendly, ultra slim KLARUS E5 series of lights is pure genius or just too weird and wonky to be useful. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron, this is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. Now, the first thing that they've kind of done in reverse compared to most lights is when you see a light designed like this with a big head right here with the lens and then a smaller lens at the end, you think this is the work area light that's kind of low lumens, diffused, flood light, and this is where the heavy hitting power comes into play for distance and precision. But it's actually reverse. You use one of the two switches, the one that's closest to the top to engage, you hold it for half a second, and you get two settings, high and low, with high being 150 lumens and then low being 30 lumens. And it has kind of a diffused lens on it a little bit. So it's designed as like a floodlight, really, and isn't very precise. It's wide showing in the light. And the low will run for, I believe, over 12 hours, and then the high about 4 hours. And so it's really designed to be put with the design of the pocket clip as a headlamp. That's actually what they call it, is like the headlamp feature. So you put it on the bill of your hat and then you can work hands-free. That's kind of the initial idea with this, or, you know, point it in different directions, but you're gonna be getting kind of a flood, not very intense light profile. So the side lens is where all the power and action comes into play. It's designed really to be used as a 90-degree light. But before we test out the illumination of the main lens, here are just some wild stats about the model itself. First, it's less than an inch wide from side to side. It's going to be 4.5 inches tall, and it's going to be 8 millimeters thick, and it weighs 39 grams. So it is slim, it is lightweight, and very compact. And on the end opposite the main lens, you got a little magnet on the bottom here that is pretty strong. I mean, it can easily connect to metal. You can orientate the light in different directions. So it would be a great little backup work light. Now I picked out the high vis orange, but there's lots of different color combinations you can go with. Now, because it's so slim, it's not the ideal freestanding light. You really got to balance it, and it's got to be a real nice flat surface for it to stand on its own. It is running on an integrated 500 milliamp battery using a USB-C charging port. It's great to see that just basically everything is gone to that. And usual charge times once it's completely dead is about an hour and a half. I've seen that personally myself on average, is how long it takes. It's red while it is charging, blue when it's ready to rock and roll. And then finally, that price. When I bought this, I got it on sale for I think $13.99. When I'm making the video, it's $17.99, something like that. So I mean, it's like under 20 bucks, under $20 for the E5 Plus currently when I'm making the video. There's actually an E5 Compact, there's an E5 Ultra. So there's like a whole E5 family that KLARUS does. So I'm actually going to link my Amazon affiliate store popping up right here, my Gideonstactical store, and it's in the description box below. So that at any time throughout the video, if you're like, you know what, I want to try one of these models out for myself, you can just hop down below or click that popping up link and hop on over and check out all the different features and options that are available. All right, so here is where things start to get kind of out of control. It's pretty wild what's squeezed into this tiny little package. So we have this big broad lens. It's not going to be ultra focused, okay? So just be aware of that. This is definitely overall just kind of like an area light. It will definitely illuminate like my whole garage, a campsite, you know, if you're working under your car. But I mean, if you're trying to see something, say across a football field, it's not the right light. This is not the right light. Go look for something else. I have one option that I can run in here at the end that's kind of similar that we've talked about briefly before. That does give you a lot of these same features. But this is definitely for like large space, broad illumination, if you will, with a warmer hue. So you have with the lower switch, so you just know lower switch is for the circular 90, and then the upper switch is for the headlamp top diffuser. You have 4 settings of the normal white light: low, low medium, we call it high maybe, and then turbo. Starting at 30 lumens and going all the way up to 650 lumens. And it gives good throw. I mean, you can easily cycle through it. You can definitely see what you're doing. The low is going to be running for around 11 hours, and then the turbo is going to be running for just under an hour, and then they all fluctuate. I'll try and be popping up that spec sheet, and you need to check it out for yourself. But they're pretty comparable now, having used it and, you know, run it all the way down to dead and then brought it all the way back up a couple times. They're pretty comparable to what they're stating there. Now, here's where it gets kind of cool, is that because of not only the way the pocket clip is designed, which is also a problem that I'm going to hit in a minute on why I would not EDC this on a daily basis on my person, but what that does do really well is now allow you to attach it to the backpack shoulder strap. You could attach it to the collar of any t-shirt, and you can have hands-free illumination regardless if you're wearing a baseball cap or not. So that is a nice feature to have with this 90-degree angled area light, if you will, the main light. Now, if you double tap, it will go to a 10 lumen red light. That is awesome. And then you can also double tap and it's going to go to a blinking red light. It won't do SOS, but it's just blinking. So you could put it on a backpack and ride home, you know, and people could see you in the bike lane, something like that. Gives you some versatility, signaling in an emergency, stuff like that. It's going to work well for those environments. It's just a nice touch. It's a nice feature to have in an inexpensive compact package. Now, there are really 2 reasons why I don't consider this to be a good EDC on body light, meaning you're carrying it in your pocket on your person. The first reason is the pocket clip itself. Now, the pocket clip is actually good, got good durability, density, it's broad, 3 little torque screws to hold it into place, hasn't moved around at all. The issue is that how high this light rides out of your pocket. It's really obnoxious. It's like at least an inch out of your pocket. My hand was bumping it. It just was not enjoyable to have in the pocket, even though it's light and slim. The profile is low, but it's just obnoxious and very obvious on your weak side. The second aspect to that is that the button switches are not very intuitive, in the sense of needing to just pull it out of your pocket and use the light. If you are carrying it on your weak side, you pull it out of your pocket, this is how it's going to come in your hand. So now you have to fumble and like spin, and then kind of I have to scoot because the buttons aren't high near the lens. They're like halfway down the body. So then I have to kind of scoot it to then get the right, and the first switch is the kind of lower grade diffused, you know, so it's actually the switch that's even below that. So the actuation of the buttons at high speed without fumbling around with the light a little bit is just not intuitive. And so for a light to go in, say, a purse, for all you lovely ladies who watch, or you guys are forwarding this to your wife or girlfriend, you're like, hey, you should put this in your purse, or you should have this, you know, on your person somewhere. That's totally fine. There's an area, again, where it works for me really well, but I'm not carrying this as an everyday carry pocket light. But as a backup light in an EDC kit, or in my case, in my EDC notepad that I carry in my pocket, goes with me. This is awesome. I was like, I don't know where I'm ever gonna use this thing. And I was like, oh, I've been wanting like a light to go with this, but not bulk this out so I can still, you know, carry it in my pocket and potentially even like sit on it if I need to. This is ideal for that type of scenario, to give me a backup illumination option with some cool features that our standard flashlights just won't give us. This I'm gonna carry in my pocket for every day. This is an excellent backup that gives me some extra features and capability that this can't. So it's a very unique light for those that recommended it. Thank you very much. I am using it in this particular scenario for my little EDC notepad pouch. You can go watch why I carry a notepad. I'll link that video with that little EDC build out if you're interested and curious about that design. If you were to look for a competitive option, it's the one that we reviewed about a month or 2 ago, the Coast KL35R. Now it's a circular polymer light versus this being aluminum. So it's very lightweight, ambi pocket clip. It has a main light that you can easily EDC it. You can use it as like a daily EDC, and I have, but it also has a side area light. That is my competitive option. I'll link that video if you want to check that out. It's a cool light. That's it, guys. Appreciate you. Till next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you out there.